Is my hat on backwards? Is my hat on backwards? Did you see the blood moon? Did you see the fourth and final blood moon last night? Let me know in the comment section right now if you were able to get a good view of last night's fourth and final blood moon of the blood moon tetrads. I feel alive today. I feel like the weight of the world has been lifted off of my shoulders. I feel like I have been set free from a very, very heavy burden. Before we begin, I want to take you to scripture that is on my mind this morning, and it's from the book of Matthew. And it's the words of Yeshua, the words of Jesus in Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. And Jesus said, "It will be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven." Good morning, everyone. I'm going to have my coffee this morning. There's a reason my hat's on backward. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let me know what you're going to share with PD this morning. Then we're going to go to a very, very important question for our Ask Pastor Dave segment. Hold on this morning. Let me know, what are you going to share with PD? Why is your hat on backwards, PD? Again, I feel a heavy, heavy burden has been lifted off of my shoulders today. I woke up with a song in my heart, but a song in my mind, and it's going back to 1968, and I believe it is country singer G.D.C. Riley, 1968. And the words of that song is just kind of stuck in my head, and it's Harper Valley PTA, and the part where it says, "This is just another Peyton place, and you're all Harper Valley hypocrites." We are going to go to a very important question for today as we're looking at end-time prophecy and in the end days, and it comes from a precious sister. I don't know if she wants me to mention her name, but she is very close and dear to my heart. And this was from 4 days ago, or 5 days ago now, I believe. And her question for PD is, "Good afternoon, PD. You mentioned the passing of a baseball star," and I did a video and I had mentioned the passing of one of baseball's all-time greats, Yogi Berra. And she goes on to say, "That just reminds me of another doctrine of demons that is popular. I had a sister that told me that I was going to hell because I enjoy watching the Florida Gators. The idea is that anything that is worldly or not about God, including sports, is a sin. It just burns me up." No pun intended. But seriously, I wish you would do a teaching on that subject, or at least an Ask Pastor Dave. Some people confuse being in the world with being of the world, and they think it's wrong to enjoy anything. Let me repeat that. Some people confuse, and they do. Christians today confuse being in the world with being of the world, and they think it wrong to enjoy anything. And that is so very true today. There is nothing wrong with enjoying life, the life that has been given to us. We are to enjoy and to embrace each day. There's nothing wrong with enjoying baseball or enjoying football, but we are constantly being looked at, put under a microscope by Bible-believing Christian brothers and sisters on what we do, what we eat, what we wear, how we dress, whether we watch baseball games, football games. Oh, that's all of the world. That's being in the world. To watch the Florida Marlins is being in the world, to live your life. We're not to make it an idol. You don't need to be obsessed with these things, but we need to be in the world, not of the world. You know, Christian brothers and sisters take things just a little bit too far. I've got a shirt here, and I come under attack all the time ferocious attack, and I'm used to it, for a multitude of things, saying that I am of the world when I'm just in the world. I wore this shirt once on a video, and because it's got the stars and stripes and the American flag on it, boy, did I get beat up for wearing this shirt. It's a good thing they didn't see the wolf on here, because then it would have been, can you see the wolf? No, this shirt was a gift, and it would be demonic. There's a wolf. That must mean that is a werewolf, and Pastor Dave is wearing a shirt with the American flag, heaven forbid, and a wolf, so he must be into the occult and into werewolves and into vampires, and he must be secretly being in the occult or into Satan worship, and he has a werewolf on his shirt. It's a wolf. It's a wolf, and the shirt says, freedom's call. And it's the call of the wild. I love nature. I love to see God's creatures, God's animals, but are free, and they're not being held into bondage by the other creatures that God had created. They are free, and I feel free today. I will probably be in trouble for the hat that I have on, because I'm putting it on backwards. I've come under fire from wearing my beret, but this hat, I like to wear it backwards. Now, and that's what we're talking about. Christian brothers and sisters that will nitpick. They will look at everything you do with a microscope and accuse you of being of the world, being involved in things that you're simply not involved in. I'll make everybody angry now. My hair's messed up. What about if I wore this hat? Oh my goodness. No, I'm sure someone would find something wrong with this hat. Now, to my very special friend who sent me that, asked Pastor Dave about liking sports. Like the Florida Marlins, that's just enjoying every day that God has given us. It's enjoying our life and not being consumed. We're judged by the foods we eat, by the people we talk to, like I said, by the clothes we wear, by the movies we watch. I don't watch television, but by the movies we watch, by the books we read. We're constantly being judged and told to be like Jesus. We need to be like Jesus and not be of the world. That's not being of the world. That's just living in the world. I real recently came under heavy scrutiny for this. Hold on. Now, this is a video that I uploaded Saturday. It's from an event Saturday morning that my daughter and my son Christopher, as you see on my picture here, attended in the city of Flint, Michigan, a rally, a 5K walk, which my son is in a great deal of pain, but he, along with his sister, walked the 5K walk. And you can see my daughter's sign. I want you to focus on my son's shirt for a moment. Silent no more. Now, just last night, just yesterday, I was sent a message by someone that, am I not going to say anything to Christopher about this shirt? And I look at the shirt and I'm not sure what I'm looking at. And they tell me that he has the Bacardi symbol on his shirt. And I guess that's Bacardi rum. And I replied back that no one in our house, including Christopher, we don't drink alcohol, let alone liquor. So I have no idea what this emblem is, and doing some research, it does look like the Bacardi symbol. Then I talked to Christopher about it, and he doesn't know what the Bacardi symbol looks like. He said, Dad, it's just a shirt that I got. It's a popular line of clothing for young people. It's Vampire Life. He said, I don't know what the Bacardi symbol is. And when I responded, Christopher's reply, I came under fire that now I'm condoning this vampire life, and that I'm condoning this lifestyle for Christopher to be involved in the occult and into vampires and blood-sucking vampires and demons and devils. Christopher, as I try to explain, Christopher does not have anything to... It's a shirt. Christopher does not have anything to do with the occult. He doesn't watch horror movies. He doesn't watch vampire movies at all. It's just a shirt of a popular line of clothing for young people. He's 21 years old. He doesn't get involved in satanic things and devil worship and vampires. It's not like I get up in the morning and I can't find Christopher. His bedroom is next to mine, and I look and I find him hanging upside down in the closet. It's not like that. And as far as the Bacardi symbol, he is out there in a lot of pain. Given his testimony, he's invited to go to Washington, D.C. next week. Him and my daughter are leaving Thursday night, or I believe Thursday night, for Washington, D.C. He is around hundreds and hundreds of recovering alcoholics. Not one person questioned that symbol on his shirt. Not one person that is a recovering alcoholic made mention of the Bacardi symbol. They just loved on him and thanked him as he prayed for them. Not one person passed judgment on him. I'll be right back. Now, again, it's been assumed that because my son wore this shirt, it's such a popular line of young people's clothing, that he is somehow involved in vampires, and he believes in the occult and vampires and blood-sucking devils and demons, and he doesn't watch movies. He doesn't watch horror movies. He has nothing to do with... I mean, this is how far the church has fallen. This is what is wrong today. I've been accused of, because of my native... I'm French Canadian and Native American, because I have long hair. If I have a ponytail, I'm of the devil and it's demonic. And you're attacked by your brothers and sisters if you have short hair, if you have long hair, if you have no hair, what kind of clothes you wear. I was even attacked because of my line of work for many years. My entire working career, I was in law enforcement, security, and investigations. I was a bodyguard. And through that and through my training, I've come to be friends with federal marshals, federal air marshals. And this is even before and after 9/11, and Border Patrol, immigration officers, because I happen to be a trained expert in the field of weapons. I mentioned that going with a federal marshal friend of mine, when we met the Border Patrol, the immigration officer at the crossing of the bridge into Canada, I always ride with a federal marshal because we're taking weapons across to do a training session. Oh, did I come under fire for that, even just for being a career in investigations. And I have a lot of friends in immigration and border patrol and federal marshals. Doesn't mean I agree with the federal government, but see, we're judged constantly by that. But when we speak out in our own defense, or defense of our family, or in defense of my son, all of a sudden we're not Christ-like. Jesus would never, ever get furious. Jesus never got angry. And let me remind you the words of Jesus. When he approached, Peter approached him, rather, and he said to Peter, his beloved Peter, "Get behind me, Satan." How many times has he rebuked demons from a demon-possessed person? And we read this in the New Testament. And they knew that he was the Christ. And he rebuked them. He rebuked Peter and John because they wanted to have a firestorm, a fire rain come down on the Samaritans. And he said, I have come here not to destroy lives, but to save lives. And he rebuked them for wanting fire to rain down on the Samaritans. But those who had money, those that were well-to-do, and who had the big temples and the priestly garments, and they knew the law, they always would try to trip up Jesus. And of course, we have to be Christ-like. We can't act like Jesus. And because he would perform miracles and lay his hands on the sick and heal the sick, give sight to the blind, and raise the dead, they thought he had demons, thought he was, and it's no different today. They were rich and rich in the world and knew the law, and because he'd done these wonderful things, they accused him of being into the occult, and he must have demons. And soft-spoken Jesus, in his own defense, would tell them, "You hypocrites, you fools, you blind guides." He was angry. "You fools, you hypocrites, you blind guides, you brood of vipers, you brood of snakes." And when he seen them in the courtyard of the temple, the merchants selling doves, he made a whip of cords and he drove them out. He tipped over the tables of the money changers. Too often today, brothers and sisters will come on the attack of you because you are living your life and living a righteous life. And a lot of times someone will do something good for us, and it's kind of like you'll never pay that debt. Well, today I feel set free. We need to stop looking at people that are living in the world, because it's not of the world. It's just people living their lives. And I hope I don't have to take this any farther. Being in investigations, law enforcement, and security and investigations, I learned how to save everything. Hope we can just let this pass. God bless you today. Think about it. Think about what you say, the words that come out of your mouth before you speak. And be free today to enjoy your life and to love like you have never loved before. God bless.